there everyone! Welcome to our fun and fascinating video on diabetes symptoms. I know what you're thinking. How can diabetes possibly be fun? Well, buckle up because we're about to dive into the world of high blood sugars with plenty of laughs and life lessons. We'll explore everything from type 1 and type 2 diabetes symptoms to gestational diabetes symptoms to some downright weird and sometimes wacky warning signs you might not expect. Whether you're here because you're curious about diabetes symptoms or you suspect you might be showing early symptoms of diabetes yourself, we're going to make sure you leave with a smile on your face and a deeper understanding of this very common condition. Before we jump into what symptoms to watch out for, let's quickly refresh what diabetes is. At its core, diabetes involves issues with insulin, a crucial hormone that acts like a key, unlocking your body's cells so that you can use blood sugar for energy. When this process gets bungled, either because the body isn't making insulin, which is type 1, or isn't using it correctly, type 2, sugar starts building up in the blood, and that's where problems begin. Diabetes is like having a stubborn roommate who either hogs all the sugar or doesn't let you use it properly. In type 1 diabetes, your body's like, hey, I'm not making insulin anymore. It's like using a key that doesn't quite fit. So how do you know if diabetes is crashing your sugar party? Let's break down the symptoms. But first, let's talk about the general symptoms of diabetes. Thirstier than a cactus in the desert? If you feel like you could chug a gallon of water and still be thirsty, that might be a sign. Picture this. You just grabbed a giant ice-cold jug of water because you feel like you've been stranded in the desert for 3 days. You drink and drink and drink, and then you spend half of your day running to the bathroom. Drinking all that water means you'll visit the bathroom more often than a kid on a road trip. If your nightly routine feels like you've become the bathroom's best customer, this could be a sign that your body is trying to flush out that extra glucose. Sounds like a comedic routine, but it's actually one of the key signs of diabetes. Why does this happen? Well, when your sugar is high, your kidneys basically say, we can't handle all this sugar, and flush it out of your urine, dragging water along for the ride. Results? You're super thirsty, so you're turning into a bathroom marathoner. It might be time to check your blood sugar. Weight loss without trying. Losing weight without hitting the gym or cutting carbs? Unexplained weight loss or gain can also raise a red flag. It all depends on the type of diabetes and how your body is responding. Tired all the time. Feeling more drained than your phone battery at 2%? The persistent and soul-draining exhaustion is a sign. Not the I binge-watched a whole season of my favorite show kind of tired. We're talking about the I can barely keep my eyes open tired. That's another red flag. Blurry vision. It's not just your TV that's out of focus. Your vision can get a bit fuzzy too. High sugar levels mess with the fluid in your eye, making things blurry. Now let's break it down further by type. Let's start with type 1 diabetes symptoms. Unplanned weight loss. If your clothes are getting looser but you haven't been hitting the treadmill, pay attention. Extreme hunger. Feel like you could eat a horse or maybe just a really big salad. Bedwetting in kids. If your kids suddenly start sweating the bed after being dry for a while, this could be a symptom. And now for type 2 diabetes symptoms. These can be a bit sneakier. Having a cut that's healing slower than traffic at rush hour? Well, your blood sugars might be to blame. If you're experiencing more infections than episodes in your favorite binge-watching series, especially yeast infection, it's a symptom worth discussing with your doctor. Darkened skin, particularly around the neck or armpits, it's like having a permanent suntan in weird places. For all the expecting moms, here are some gestational diabetes symptoms. Unusual thirst, just like the general symptom, but during pregnancy. Frequent urination, more bathroom breaks than usual, and that's saying something for pregnant women. fatigue, extra tiredness, even for pregnancy standards. And don't forget about prediabetes symptoms and early symptoms of diabetes. Mild high blood sugar levels, not high enough to be diabetes, but enough to be a warning. Feeling extra hungry or tired, more than usual munchies or laziness. Slightly blurry vision, like your eyes need a tune-up. Feeling a little moody, high or low sugars can mess with your mood, turning you into a grumpy gremlin. Don't blame yourself, blame the glucose roller coaster. Now on to the big question. What should you do if you spot the diabetes symptoms? Step 1. Don't panic. Step 2. Schedule a visit with your healthcare provider. They'll likely run some blood tests, maybe a fasting plasma glucose test, an A1C test, or an oral glucose tolerance test. No, that's not a test to see how many donuts you can eat in one setting, though that would be pretty interesting. These tests measure how your body handles sugar over various periods. If the results show you have diabetes or prediabetes, your doctor will work with you to come up with a diabetes treatment plan. This might include medications, dietary changes, exercise, and regular checkups. Speaking of which, let's talk about diabetes treatment. For type 1 diabetes, insulin injections or an insulin pump are generally non-negotiable because the body is not making enough insulin on its own. For type 2 diabetes, some people can manage with lifestyle changes like eating a balanced diet. Sorry, that half gallon of ice cream might need to go, and getting regular exercise. Dancing in your kitchen totally counts. The good news is, diabetes isn't a life sentence. With proper management, many individuals live full, active, quality lives, just maybe with a little less sugar in their coffee. And that's it for today's episode, folks. If you found this video helpful or just enjoyed my attempts at humor, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more health tips with a twist. Remember, stay informed and stay healthy.